Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. We're on the home straight for the weekend, aren't we? Thursday's probably one of my favorite days of the week, personally speaking. Welcome to today's webinar. I can see we've got people coming in from the waiting room, which is brilliant. Hi, everyone. Wonderful. I'm going to dive straight in because I am conscious that these are our lightning webinar sessions. So they're just 15 minutes. And today's session, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of an introduction to iView learning. That kind of takes up the first quarter or sort of third of the session. And then the last part will be diving into the bit of functionality that we're looking at in today's session, which is looking at the Microsoft Office applications. We're also going to be looking at some of the Google applications, solution tutorials across iView Learning. Feel free to engage with me throughout the session via the chat box at the bottom of Zoom or through raising a question in the question and answer box. Alternatively, if you prefer to drop me an email directly, you can do that. It's isabel.ball@aventido.com. Before I dive into iView Learning, I just want to take you across to the Aventido website. This may have been where you registered for today's webinar. If you did, you may already be familiar with the events page. But if you haven't, this is our events page. Both our physical in-person upcoming events and our webinars are listed here. We've got the Likely webinar happening with me later on today, if that's a product that's of interest to you. We've got Dragon happening tomorrow. We've got our iView Learning sessions continuing into next week. That's continuing the lightning sessions. They'll be happening at 4 o'clock rather than at 12 o'clock. Obviously, all these sessions are recorded as well. So if you would like recordings, you can always reach out. And we can see we've got our Neuroline webinar, which is quite an exciting one because we've not had a Neuroline webinar for a little bit of time. That's also happening towards the end of February, and the MindMeister one as well. The only other area I just wanted to show you on the Aventido website is the resources page, in particular the DSA resource hub here on the right-hand side. And this is a great resource for anyone who may be recommending any of the products that we look after. And we can see we've got all our products from Likey all the way through to Learnable on here. Specifically for iView Learning, it's a great resource for you to be able to download the recommendation guide, which is literally designed to support you when recommending iView. And you've got access to a great overview video, some key impacts, and some recommendation strategies at your leisure as well. Wonderful. I am just going to share my screen with you again, and we are going to dive into talking about iView. So just a little introduction for anyone who's not familiar with what iView Learning is. So iView is essentially a fully comprehensive library of easy accessible video tutorials designed to support users in fixing problems or learning gaps they may be experiencing quickly and effortlessly. Now, it's been built around the concept of something called the forgetting curve, which is what we're seeing the screen grab of on the right-hand side of my screen here, which is basically a study that shows that humans forget 40% of new information within 2 hours. That rises to 70% within 48 hours. And after 5 days, 90% of new information is forgotten. It's actually quite scary, I think, looking at that as a graph. But what iView Learning's been built of is essentially that students who receive that all-important assistive technology software and have that in-person training maybe at the beginning of their university degree, for example, take a lot of value from that as a really important session for them to have. But there is a caveat to that, which is that that training obviously isn't necessarily going to be continuous. It's not a resource that's available at 2 o'clock in the morning or on the bus when they may be catching up on assignment or writing an essay. And that's kind of the characteristic and the scenario that iView Learning has been built off of. I love to link it back to a specific scenario. So I've taken the student here called Ben. He's on the right-hand side of the screen, looking very intently at his desktop there. But let's say that Ben is in his second term at university. He's got an essay that's due tomorrow. He's been creating a document using a mind mapping software. And now what he's wanting to do is export the text and references to Microsoft Word. He knows the software can do this. Let's say he was shown that in a training session a few months earlier. The issue and learning block that he's experiencing, something that I think many people and students do bump into on pretty much a daily basis, is that he's just struggling to remember how to be able to perform that action. And that's kind of where iView Learning comes in, wearing a Superman cape. I like to think of it as Superman personally. Maybe Batman's also a good one. And that's kind of where it comes into the mix. And it's built around the concepts of it being really simple, really speedy, and really effective. So what our student Ben is able to do is log into the iView portal from any device, perform a really quick search for the solution tutorial that he's looking for. He's able to watch that tutorial, learn from it, and return to his work. So that solution tutorial, for example, how to export a MindView document to Microsoft Word. And that kind of process, that cycle of learning is all designed to happen within about 90 seconds. And the reason for that is that we really want Ben's attention and his focus not to deviate away from the assignment that maybe he's completing, that essay, that important deadline that he's got, for example, tomorrow. So we really want him to be able to receive that support that he's looking for to overcome that learning block and be able to get back to his work, minimizing disruption to his study time and his concentration. And that's the iView learning concept. Log in, learn it, and log back out again. A few feature callouts to mention of iView. Each tutorial is recorded using the same professional voiceover artist. It's really nice and consistent and familiar for a user, and all those tutorials are produced in-house. There are some great on-screen graphics that are available as well, and they are within each tutorial, and they include things like camera zooms, pans, cursor spotlights, key press instructions. As an individual like myself with dyslexia who struggle to keep up with the pace of videos, I find it's really good and engaging for me to be able to follow along. You also have the availability of custom-made captions as well that are available, along with a supporting step-by-step instructional PDF with screenshots. And there are also interactive tutorials that are available for a user as well. A couple of final feature mentions just to call out. So each user also has access to a dedicated mobile app. I absolutely love that feature within iView. It essentially means that you do have all the content of it quite literally at your fingertips. I do think that as individuals nowadays, most of us tend to have our mobile phone glued to us all the time, but it also means that if you are completing an assignment on, let's say, your laptop at university, for example, instead of you having to deviate away from that essay, open the web browser and log into iView, you're able to get your phone out, open up the iView Learning app, log yourself in, perform that search for the solution tutorial you're looking for, and then follow along. So you've kind of got those two resources available to you, so that you're able to follow along really nicely without having to close down and deviate away from the work you may be doing on your laptop, for example. And you also have a really vast array of quantity. That's another feature call out, is the quantity of resources that are available to you across iView. So a total of 2,500 video tutorials, quite extensive, most certainly. And the general sort of rule of the amount of video tutorials that you have is there's a high likelihood that the issue you're encountering is going to be able to be resolved through iView with the vast array of content that is available. Wonderful. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just check to see if we've got any questions. We haven't. Hopefully that will make sense. If something doesn't, please feel free to call it out. And what I'm now going to do is share my screen and we're going to look at iView Learning. Cool. Hope you can see my screen okay. So coming into iView, we're brought into the main dashboard area. The particular sections of iView that we're going to be looking at in today's webinar and today's session are the applications that sit on the left-hand side here. So the Microsoft, Google, and Apple applications. So we're going to click into the Microsoft one. And we get brought through to the array of sort of Microsoft software, shall we say, those applications that a student or individual may be using. So we've got everything from Word, Excel, PowerPoint, we've got Outlook here, Teams, Forms, OneNote, Windows Ease of Access as well. So these are kind of the main widgets, shall we say, that an individual can interact with. It may be that they think, yep, I need some support with Excel. It may be that they need some support with Word and they just click that go button. What I'm actually going to do, apologies, is just stop sharing my screen and reshare it with audio because I didn't click that button, which is naughty of me, because I'm going to show one of the tutorials. Cool. When we come into Microsoft Word, we've got this column that sits at the top here, which enables us to be able to search for the specific tutorial. So it may be that I'm going to search how to select multiple areas of text, for example. That might be something I'm struggling with, or how to cut, copy, and paste. Or we can simply scroll down. We can see it's broken down into these main sections. So we've got the section of editing here, formatting. This gives you an indication of the vast array of tutorials that are available as well. Insert, still scrolling, headings, layout, references, and the list kind of goes on and on and on here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll back towards the top. Apologies if I'm making anyone a little bit dizzy here with my scrolling. And I'm just going to select one of the tutorials at random. To select the tutorial, we're simply going to click the View Tutorial Play button, and that instructional PDF is available here just to the right-hand side of that icon. And again, that can be downloaded.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to undo, redo, and repeat. If you make a mistake, you can undo the action. In the Quick Action toolbar, click on the Undo icon. You can also press Ctrl and Z. If you want to redo an action that you've just undone, in the Quick Action toolbar, click on the Redo icon. You can also press Ctrl and Y. In this example, I'm going to type 2 prompts and press Enter twice. To repeat the actions, in the Quick Access toolbar, click on the Repeat icon. Click again to repeat the action. To undo more than just the last action at a time, click on the Undo drop-down menu. You can see a list of the previous actions. Highlight how many actions you would like to undo. This is stated at the bottom of the list. Left-click.
There we go. So that's just an example of one of the solution tutorials. I hate to admit this, I actually didn't know you could do that within Microsoft Word. I clearly need to dive into some of these iView tutorials a bit more because I didn't know that piece of functionality was available within Microsoft Word. There we go. We learn something new every day. But that gives you an idea of how the solution tutorials are formatted. We can see those cursor spotlights and key press instructions in action there. We're able to turn the subtitles on here, favorite the solution tutorial with that star button, and we're able to view and download that PDF there as well. I'm conscious of time, so I'm just going to jump into the Google section now. Again, very similar to the layout of the Microsoft section. We've got the Google Docs, Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms available. And again, when we press into these sections, it's broken down in a very similar layout here. Really simple user interface. Everything's kind of consistent across what you are seeing within iView. And again, very similar across Apple here as well. We've got our Mac accessibility, vision, general hearing area as well. And then we've also got the iPad for study section here too, which very similar we're able to click on and engage with through that Go button. We'll just dive into Google. I'm conscious we've just got a little bit of time left, so I'm just going to dive into another solution tutorial just so you can see it in action again. Anyone's got any questions, please feel free to shout.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to view keyboard shortcuts. Hold Ctrl and press /. A list showing all the keyboard shortcuts is displayed. They're grouped to show keyboard shortcuts for formatting text, formatting paragraphs, with objects, editing, navigation, menus, and comments. You can use the search box to search for specific words. Type in the search word or words and press Enter.
Wonderful. Just a second example then. Again, very similar to the one that we looked at in Microsoft Word. Really simple, concise, easy to follow along with. And that is kind of a whistle-stop tour of the Microsoft, Google, and Apple application sections that sit within iView Learning. And we will take a look at the assistive tech section tomorrow. That'll be happening on tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's webinar is a little bit longer as well because I'm going to dive into some of the other areas and just do a little bit of a summary of what we've kind of covered off this week as well. And then also we're doing a bit of a Q&A if there's any section that someone wants me to dive into a little bit further too. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and say thank you so much for everyone for joining. If you have been a repeat joiner throughout this week as well, I really appreciate it. When you leave today's webinar, you will be prompted to fill out a feedback form as to whether you'd like an iView learning license or not. If you would, please feel free to tick that yes box. It's right at the top of the feedback form, and I will get an iView learning license sent across to you. And there's also some other areas for general feedback as well about what you liked or perhaps didn't like for today's webinar. If you could fill that out, that would be absolutely brilliant. And thank you everyone so much for joining. And we finished right on the dot, so hopefully it's been a beneficial session for you. And we'll hopefully see some of you guys joining again tomorrow. I will stay on in case anyone's got any questions, but thank you everyone for joining. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.